We cannot be sure of having to live for unless we are willing to die for it. If you can find ways without any obstacles, it probably leads nowhere. With these words, welcome you all to ABS Creations by your educationalist Chandrakala. If you have not subscribed the channel, subscribe the channel by pressing the bell icon to receive the notification. In the previous video, we have discussed about the emergence of idea of nation state, liberal nationalism in the aspect of political, economic and social sphere of Europe, and restoration of conservative powers after 1815, overthrowing Napoleonic powers. The fear of repression of liberals drove many liberal nationalists to form a secret society to train revolutionaries and spread their ideas. One among the revolutionaries was the Italian revolutionary Giuseppe Mazzini, who was described by Metternich as the most dangerous enemy of our social order. In this video, let us discuss about the age of revolution during the period of 1830 to 1848. As we know, before 1815, the most part of the European nation was under the control of Napoleon. After the defeat of Napoleon in 1815, the European governments were driven by a spirit of conservatism. So when the Bourbon dynasty, which had been deposed during the French Revolution, when it restored to power and the France lost the territories it has annexed under Napoleon, a series of states were set up on the boundaries of France to prevent French expansion in future. So the Kingdom of Netherlands, which included Belgium, was set up in the north. Genoa was added to Piedmont in the south. Prussia was given important new territories on its western frontiers, while Austria was given control of northern Italy. The German Confederation of 39 states, which was set up under Napoleon, it was left untouched. In the east, Prussia was given a part of Poland, while Prussia was also given a portion of Saxony. So I think in the previous session, we have discussed about this consolidation of powers. The consolidation of power by the conservative regimes, they made the liberalism and nationalism associated with revolution in many regions of Europe. So particularly in the regions of Ottoman Empire, Ireland, Poland, Italy and Germany. So Italian and German states, the provinces of Ottoman Empire, Ireland and Poland experienced such revolutionaries. So these revolutionaries were carried by the liberal group of people, particularly the educated middle class group of people. So the educated middle class elite group, they comprises of professors, school teachers, clerks and the commercial middle classes. The revolutionaries which was carried by liberal nationalists, they were the educated middle class elite group of people, which includes professors, school teachers, clerks, commercial middle class group of people. So the events which took place between 1830 to 1848 were the July Revolution in France, the Greek Revolution in Greece, Romanticism, that is the cultural development to emerge the national feeling, the economical condition of Europe, and the revolution of the liberals in 1848. So we are going to discuss about all these events which took place in France, in Greece, and the cultural aspect to emerge the national feeling, and also the economical condition of Europe and the revolution of the liberals in 1848. The first and the most important revolution is the July Revolution, which took place in 1830 in France. So the Bourbon kings, who had been restored to power during the conservative reaction after 1815, that is after Vienna Congress of 1815. So these liberal nationalists, they formed the constitutional monarchy. The liberal nationalists, after overthrowing the Bourbon kings here, they formed a constitutional monarchy under the head Louis Philippe. So Louis Philippe was considered as the Bourbon king of the France. So when he has been overthrown by the liberal nationalists after the Vienna Congress of 1815, these liberal nationalists, they formed a constitutional monarchy by keeping Louis Philippe as its head. So when constitutional monarchy has been formed by the liberal nationalists under the leadership of Louis Philippe here, Metternich, he remarked, when France sneezes, the rest of the Europe catches cold. When France sneezes, the rest of the Europe catches cold. So it is understood that when the French Revolution took place, the French Revolution was the cause for the entire revolution of Europe. So as he states that, Metternich states that when France sneezes, the rest of the Europe catches cold. So where does the revolution took place? The revolution which took place in Brussels, that is the capital of Belgium. So Belgium was under the control of the Netherlands. So when the Bourbon kings, they restored the power, the consolidation of power by the conservatives, it was said that Belgium was under the control of Netherlands. Poland was under the control of Russia. Italy, northern part of Italy was under the control of Austria. So I think we know these concepts here. So when the revolution took place in Brussels, which is the capital city of Belgium, it helped the Belgium to come out as an independent nation from the United Kingdom of Netherlands. So the liberal nationalists in Brussels, they started a revolution and made the Belgium to become an independent state, which they broke from the United Kingdom of Netherlands. So another example of the liberal nationalists is that the Greek War of Independence. The most important Greek War of Independence, it was also known as Greek Revolution in the 19th century. So this Greek War of Independence, which was known as Greek Revolution in 19th century, it was a successful war of independence against the Ottoman Empire between 1821 to 1830. So between 1821 to 1830, 9 wars took place. 9 years of war took place. Finally, the Greece was finally recognized as an independent state under the London Protocol of February 1830. Further negotiations took place in the year 1832, led to the London Conference, and the Treaty of Constantinople defined the final border of the new state and established Prince Otto of Bavaria as the first king of Greece. So that is what a general introduction about the Greek War of Independence. So the Greek War of Independence was also known as the Green Revolution, which took place between the year 1821 to 1830 against the Ottoman Empire. So here, when the Greek War of Independence, when the revolution took place by the Greek people, so automatically they received a support from the Western European countries. They did not only receive the support from the Western European countries, even the poets and the artists, they lauded Greece. They lauded Greece as a cradle of European civilization, and they supported the revolution. So example, the English poet Lord Byron, he organized the funds and later went to fight in the war. So where he died in fever in the year 1824. So after 9 years of war against the Ottoman Empire, so a Treaty of Constantinople of 1832 recognized Greece as an independent nation. So when the Greece has recognized as an independent nation, Bavarian Prince Otto I became the first king. So this is what we used to say it as a Greek War of Independence. Now we'll move on to the topic of the romantic imagination and the national feeling. So when we speak about the romanticism, what is romanticism is that a cultural movement that rejected science and reason and introduced feelings and emotion. Romanticism is that the cultural movement that rejected science and reason and introduced feelings and emotions. It is clearly understood that the development of nationalism did not come only through wars and territorial expression. Even a culture played a very important role. A culture played a very important role in creating the idea of nation. So this can be expressed in the form of art and poetry, stories as well as in music, and with the help of art, poetry, stories and music, it helps to create a nationalistic feeling, shape the nationalistic feeling among the people. So the concern of the Romantics. was to create a sense of shared collective heritage and a common cultural past for arousing nationalism. So this cultural movement, they form a nationalistic sentiment. The Roman artists as well as poets, they generally criticize the glorification of reason and science and focused on emotions, institution and the mystical feelings. So one such romantic was a German philosopher during the period 1744 to 1803. He was called by the name as Johann Gottfried Herder. He believed that true German culture can be discovered among the common people through their practice of folk traditions. Johann Gottfried, he believed that true German culture can be discovered among the common people through their practice of folk tradition. He referred common people as the Auswerk and the spirit of nation as Volksgeste. So collecting and recording these forms of folk culture was essential to the project of nation building. So Johann Gottfried, who was Johann Gottfried, is that he was a German philosopher who believed that German culture can be discovered among the common people through their practice of folk traditions. It is not only the cultural development arose the emergence of national feeling among the people. It is also through the languages, vernacular languages and the collection of the folklore. So, this vernacular language and the collection of local folklore, it is not only to recover the ancient national spirit, but also to carry the modern nationalist message. To large audiences, mostly to which group of people? Particularly to the illiterate people. So this collection of folklore and the using of vernacular language to emerge the nationalistic spirit among the people, it occurred in the case of Poland. So during the 18th century, when the Poland has been separated by the great powers, Russia, Prussia and Austria. Do you remember the concepts here? So the Poland has been given under the control of Russia. Prussia on the western frontiers, as well as this portion of Saxony, northern part of Italy, was under the control of Austria. When they tried to consolidate the power, Poland was under the control of Russia. So Poland was no longer an independent state. So what happened? So the nationalistic feeling among the Polish people, it was alive through music and language. It was alive through what? Music and language. So one such person, important artistic, called by the name as Karol Karpinski, he celebrated the national struggle. Through his opera and music, turning folk dances like the Polonaise and Mazurka into national symbols. So, with the help of opera and music, he turned the folk dances. So, the name of the folk dances are the Polonaise and the Mazurka. He turned that folk dances into a nationalist symbol to emerge the nationalistic spirit towards the people of Poland. So, this is one of the most important example. Apart from the collection of folklore, language, they played a very important role in the nationalist sentiments. So after Russia has occupied the Poland region, the origin of Polish language of Poland, the native language, that is Polish language of Poland, it was forced out of the schools. It was not allowed to speak even in the schools. And when the Polish language has been forced out of the schools, the Russian language has been imposed in the school, even in the school also, because Poland was under the control of Russia. So when even the Polish language was forced out of the school and the Russian language has been imposed there, so many revolutionaries started opposing the Russian people against the Russian government in Poland. So, for example, in the year 1831, An armed rebellion, they started showing the revolution against the Russian rulers. But the armed rebellion, it was defeated by the Russians. Following this defeat of armed rebellion by the Russians, the clergy group of people in Poland, they started using the language. They started using the language of Polish as a weapon of national resistance. The clergy group of people in Poland, they used language. What language? Polish language as a weapon of national resistance. Wherever they gathered, even in the church gatherings and even in the religious instruction, what language was used means only the language of Polish was used. They rejected the Russian language. So as the Russian language has been rejected by all the group of people of Polish, large number of priests as well as bishops, they have been put in the jail or they have been sent to Siberia by the Russian authorities as a punishment for the refusal to preach in Russia. So church gatherings, as I told you, church gatherings and religious instruction, everything was given in the language of Polish. When the priests and the bishops, they rejected the Russian language and they given the information through the Polish language, so they have been sent to jail or they have been sent to the Siberia by the Russian authorities as a punishment. So the use of Polish as a language, it acts as a symbol. They started using the Polish language as a symbol of struggle against the Russian dominance. So with these examples, it is clearly understood that it is not only through war the development of nationalism has emerged, it is also through culture which played an important role. So it may be in the form of languages, in the collection of folklores. So now we'll move on to the economic hardship in Europe in the year 1830. So when this was taking place here, so there arose the great economic hardship in Europe in the year 1830. So as you know, 1830 is one of the most important aspects of the country's economic depression. So Europe also faced the economic hardship in the year 1830. So during this particular period, in the first half of the 19th century, there was a lot of increase in population in Europe. So when there is an increase in population in Europe, so more than the employment available, there were more job seekers. More than the employment available in Europe, there were more job seekers. So more job seekers were there than the employment. The people from the rural area, they started migrating towards the cities, and when they moved to the cities here, it formed as a crowded slum. So the people from the rural areas, they started migrating towards the cities, which led to the crowded slums. Even the small producers, they faced a very stiff competition due to import of cheap machine goods from England. So during 1830, when the economic depression took place all over the countries of the world, the Europe was not left over. Europe also faced a lot of economic hardship. So during the first half of the 19th century, there was an increase in population in Europe. So when there was an increase in population in Europe, more than the employment, there were more job seekers. So for the survival purpose, the people from the rural areas, they started migrating towards the urban areas, which led to the crowded slums. It is not only that rural population have been affected, even the small producers in towns, they also started facing a stiff competition due to import of cheap machine goods from England. Apart from that, the textile production at homes or small workshop, they have been partly mechanized. Textile production, which was carried out mainly in homes or in small workshops, they have been partly mechanized. So because of this reason also, the small manufacturers, they started facing a problem. It is not only the small producers in towns, even the peasants started struggling. So the struggle of peasants is in different way. That is feudal dues. They faced feudal dues, increase in price of rice, Bad harvest. So because of bad harvest, it led to widespread pauperism in town and country. It led to widespread pauperism in country and town. That is poverty in town and country. So all these are the economic hardships which has been felt in the year 1830. So population has been increased in 19th century. Job seekers are more than the employment. So because of that, migration of rural population to cities that led to the crowded slums. Even the small producers, they face stiff competition because of the cheap machine import of the cheap machine goods from England. Because of textile production at homes and small, they have been partly mechanized. Even the peasants started struggling because of feudal dues, increase in price of rice, bad harvest, which led to widespread pauperism even in towns and the country. So one such important year in France, in year 1848, example in France, there were a lot of food shortages and unemployment in Paris. So barricades were made. So in such cases, Louis Philippe were forced to flee. So National Assembly proclaimed, and suffrage to all males above 21 was granted. So national workshops were set up to provide employment. So in France 1848, the food shortages and widespread unemployment brought the population of Paris out on the roads. Barricades have been made and Louis Philippe were forced to leave. So National Assembly has been proclaimed in where suffrage, that is the writing votes, were given to all the males about 21 years, and the right to work was given, and the national workshop has been created to provide employment. But there arose a problem in the village of Silesia among the weavers community. Early in the year 1845, weavers in Silesia, they led a revolt against contractors for drastic reduction in their payments. The revolution by the weavers of Silesia was described by the journalist Wilhelm Wolff as there were in the village of Silesia, there were 18,000 inhabitants. Their main occupation was cotton weaving occupation. As there were more employment than the job seekers, these contractors, they took this condition of the weavers. And they took the product from the weavers, and they reduced the price of the product. They reduced the price of the products which they order. All this has been explained by the journalist Wilhelm Wolff as what? There were 18,000 inhabitants. The main occupation of them is cotton weaving occupation. So because of the desperate need for jobs here, they took the advantage, the contractors, they took this advantage and they reduced the price of the products they purchased from the weavers. So against these contractors, the weavers, they started showing their protest. The large crowd of weavers in the month of 4th June at 2 p.m., they emerged from their homes and marched in Paris up to the mansion of their contractors, demanding the higher wages. So they have been treated with scorn and threats alternatively. So even they smashed the elegant window panels, furnitures, porcelain, etc. The contractor fled with his family to a neighboring village, which however refused to shelter such as a person. So the contractors returned 24 hours later, having requisitioned the army. In exchange that followed, 11 weavers have been shot. All this has been described by whom? The journalist Wilhelm Wolff. So when 18,000 inhabitants who were involving cotton weaving occupation, by seeing their condition for requirement of job here, the contractors, they took the advantage of this and they started reducing the price of the product. So when they reduced the price of the product, the weavers started protesting against the contractors and they showed their revolution against them. In such way, they attacked the mansion of the contractors, demanding the higher wages, and also they attacked their storehouses. They plundered into the supply of cloth which they tore to shred. And automatically the contractor, they left the village and they returned back to the village after 24 hours, requesting the army to save them. So in the exchange that followed here, 11 weavers have been shot dead. Now we'll see about the revolution of the liberals. So these revolution of the liberals, which has been organized by the educated middle classes, in the year 1848 in France, automatically brought about the abdication of the monarch. So abdication is that the king has to give up his power. Abdication of the monarch is that the king has to give up his power. So a republic-based universal suffrage has been proclaimed. That is, the universal adult franchise, the right to vote has been given. So the revolution of the liberals, which has been carried out by the educated middle classes in France 1848. It was not only carried out in France, in Germany, in different regions of Europe it took place. So the revolution of the liberals, which has been started by educated middle classes in France 1848, is that abdication of monarch, that is, giving up the position of the king or a queen. Abdication of the monarch, republic-based universal suffrage proclaimed. Then no independent states were there. Previously, no independent states in Germany, Italy, Poland, Austro-Hungarian Empire. There were no independent states. So men and women liberals, what did they do? It means they demanded for constitutionalism with national unification. They demanded for what? Constitutionalism with national unification. So, as they started demanding the constitution with national unification, their demand for the nation state on parliamentary principles. So 3 parliamentary principles, that is, a constitution has to be framed, there should be freedom of press, and there should be freedom of association. The revolution which has been carried by the liberals, educated middle class people in France 1848 is that abdication of the monarch, a republic-based universal male suffrage has been proclaimed. In other parts of Europe where the independent states were not there, such as in Germany, Poland, Italy, Austro-Hungarian Empire, men and women of the liberal middle classes, they combined their demands for the constitutionalism with national unification. So they started demanding for nation state in the parliamentary principles. What are the 3 parliamentary principles? One is constitution, one is freedom of press, and one is what? Freedom of association. Not only in France, even in the German states, a large number of political associations these are the 3 different group of members: artisans, middle class professionals, and businessmen. So these 3 are the most important members of the political associations. They all gathered together in the city of Frankfurt and decided to form a German National Assembly. All these 3 groups of people, artisans, businessmen, middle class professionals, they all gathered together in the city of Frankfurt to form the German National Assembly. In 1848, in the year 18th May 1848, 831 elected representatives, they marched towards the Frankfurt Parliament to take their position in the Church of St. Paul. So when 831 representatives, they marched towards the Frankfurt Parliament at the Church of St. Paul, they gathered together and they drafted a constitution. They drafted a constitution for German nation. They drafted a constitution for German nation to be headed by monarchy subject to parliament. So, Frederick Wilhelm, who was king of Prussia, who who were taking care of Germany, part of Germany, he rejected the demands. In 18th May 1848, when 831 representatives, they marched towards the parliament, which is located at the Church of St. Paul. They drafted a constitution for German nation headed by the monarchy subject to parliament. But the King of Prussia, Frederick Wilhelm, he rejected the demands. When he rejected the demands here, he joined with the aristocracy group of people. He joined with the other monarchs to oppose the elected assembly. So while the opposition of aristocracy and military became stronger, the social basis of the parliament has been eroded. That is, it has been abolished. The parliament was dominated by the middle classes. The parliaments were dominated by the middle class group of people who resisted the demands of the workers, and the artisans. So in the end of the troops here, at the end, the troops were called in, and the assembly, the entire National Assembly, was forced to disband. That is, entire National Assembly was abolished. So the King of Prussia opposed the elected assembly with the other monarchs, as he did not accept the demands, as he did not accept the monarchy subject to parliament, the constitutional monarchy subject to parliament for the German state. When this was taking place in the Frankfurt Parliament here, the women played a very important role. There was a lot of controversies within the liberal movements. So the women, they formed their own political associations. They founded the newspapers. They were active in political meetings, and even they were active in demonstrations. But what happened? So in the Frankfurt Parliament, they were only acting as the observers of the parliament. They were not given their right to vote. So that is the suffrage rights. When the Frankfurt Parliament convened in the Church of St. Paul, particularly, women were considered only as the observers. So what may be the consequences of liberal movement is that these liberal movements were crushed by the powerful conservative powers. But even though the liberal movements were crushed by the conservative powers under the head of the Prussian king Frederick Wilhelm IV, so old order of conservative powers could not be restored. So this is what the revolution of the liberals. So when we speak about the revolution of the liberals, it took place particularly in France and Germany. In France in 1848, the liberal revolutionists, that is what educated middle class people, they showed their revolution in the form of abdication of monarch and the universal male suffrage here, and they wanted a constitutional with national unification under a parliamentary principles, a constitution, freedom of the press, and the freedom of association. But in the German regions, the political association members like middle class professionals, business men, and even the prosperous artisans, they came forward in the city of Frankfurt to form a parliament, to form a national assembly for German state. And in the month of 18th May 1848, 831 elected representatives, they marched towards the in the form of festive procession to the Church of St. Paul, and they drafted a constitution for the German nation, which is subject to monarchy, subject to parliament. But there was a lot of dispute among the monarchy kings as well as the National Assembly members. So the Frederick William IV, who was acting as who was the King of Prussia, he rejected it, and he joined with the other monarchs to oppose the National Assembly. So after a lot of disputes among them, so at the end of this session, the troops were called in and the assembly was forced to disband. At this particular period of time, women who was acting just as observers in the Frankfurt Parliament, lot of controversies with the liberal movement. In such cases, they were not given the right to vote. But even though they were not given the right to vote here, they formed their own political association, they founded the newspapers, and they took part in political demonstrations and meetings. Finally, the consequences of liberal movement is that even though liberal movements have been crushed by the powerful conservative powers, the old order of conservative powers, they could not be restored. So this is what the revolution, the age of revolution, which took place between the year 1830 to 1848. So in the next video, we will go with the concept of making of Germany and Italy, that is unification of Germany and Italy. As the conservatives were not able to restore the old power, the monarchies realized the importance of granting concessions to the liberal nationalist revolutionaries for preventing unrest in the society. Here, serfdom and bonded labor was abolished. Habsburg dominion and in Russia. So serfdom and bonded labor were abolished in the regions of Habsburg dominions and in Russia. And the Hungarian rulers, they have been granted more autonomy in the year 1867. So these were the consequences of liberal nationalist movement in Europe. So in the next session, we will learn about the making of Germany and Italy. So understand the concepts, go through the concepts again, and you can test yourself by reading this question. When France sneezes, the rest of Europe catches cold. What does Metternich meant by this? What was Romanticism? What was its role in the development of national sentiments in Europe? Explain the role of languages in developing the nationalist sentiments in Europe. Explain the features of the Frankfurt of Parliament. Examine the events leading to the formation of the French Republic in 1848. Write a brief note on the Greek War of Independence. List out the economic hardship faced by Europe in 1830. Explain the revolt of workers against the contractors in Silesia village. Who described the event in the Silesian village? So go answer all these questions. In the description box, I have given the first two concepts of the nationalism in Europe. That is the introduction part of the French artist Frederick Soria, the French Revolution and the idea of the nation, and even the making of nationalism in Europe. So you can view those videos by clicking the link given in the description box for your reference to understand the concept in a clear manner. If you like this video, you can like it, share it, comment it, and you can subscribe it. Thank you.